Hello, I'm David and I'm the product manager for the SMEMA Adaptor family product range. Today I'm going to show you how to do an upgrade. These can come in two forms, either a complete factory reset using a new image downloaded from our support website, or upgrading individual extensions of the multi-plug, or upgrading the multi-plug core software. First of all, and it's good practice to get into this, is to back up the configurations as they stand today. A set of configurations is called a recipe in this system, and just like other extensions, there's one extension that handles the file-based settings. So basically it saves all the settings to file. And this is called recipe via file extension. So if you go to that extension, you will see a list of all the recipe items, which are the settings of the individual extensions, and you can actually look at these configurations and change them if you see fit. They are in a JSON format. You can alter them here, and then you can push them into the multi-plug system, which extensions will consume. But here we're just doing backups. So before any sort of upgrade, it's good to have a backup, and it's good to get in the habit of backing up your system anyway. It's quite simple. There's a download link, and you just download the different recipe items. So let's say we want a SMEMA, so we just download that. There we go. And so when we come to restore the system, we can go to sideload, we can choose the file, and we can choose that recipe file, and then sideload it. Go to the home, and then you can push it into the multi-plug system for the extensions to consume. And these configurations, they get saved every time the deploy mechanism happens, which is on system start, and any time you alter a setting. If you alter a setting within extensions, you will see the deploy button will start to flash. You hit deploy, and then that's a trigger for all the current states of the extensions to be saved. Any extensions that are willing to handle those configurations, the saving of them will consume those configurations. This is just one extension example, simple file-based configurations. So go ahead and download all your configurations before the upgrade. Right, now the first way of doing an upgrade is the complete factory reset. This might be good in situations where either you want a known start base, or you've been instructed to upgrade your system totally. So if you go to the adapter website, you go to support, you will find down the side operating system image, and it comes in two parts. The first part you can do once and then keep the USB stick, and then it's ready to go for future upgrades. The second part is actually just downloading the image itself, and that's obviously going to be needed to be downloaded each time the version changes. So that's, first of all, we have to create a USB stick imager. This is where it gets a little bit complex, because it's confusing, not because it's actually complex. USB imager itself has an image, which also has to be burnt into the onto the USB stick, and we need a program to do that. So the program we recommend is this one here, and then download the image. Once you download both those programs, you've installed the imager, or you might have an imager of choice you already use. I will load up that imager, and this is what it shows here. In this program, when we choose the operating system, we go down to custom, use custom, and then we can select the adapter imager, which is the file we just downloaded there. Open that. We select the USB stick, remembering this USB stick will be wiped, so be careful what you use. But again, it's good practice just to have that USB stick ready to go for all the future upgrades. And then we just create write, and we will leave that to finish. Now that's complete, we can close that. We can remove the USB stick and replace it. And then we should get a boot drive. In my situation, it's G. Now in the boot drive you've got image, and this is where, when you go back to operating system upgrade, now we've done the preparation, we can execute the upgrade. Next thing we need to do is actually download the image, and this is the thing that will change every time. This USB stick now we can use again and again and again. We just got to make sure we take away the image. We need to download this latest image. This is only 100, so in time that will change. We need to download that and then copy the latest image into the image folder within the boot drive. So we'll just do that. So that's now complete, and that's the imager ready to be inserted into the adapter. So let's disconnect that, eject that USB stick, take out the PC, and then simply insert there's the adapter. Simply insert the USB stick in the lower blue USB port. Apply power. Wait a little bit, and then wait for the flashing green light. Now, on the first time you use the imager for the first time, it will take considerably longer because it has to expand the drive. But wait for the status light to start flashing, and then you simply press the button on top once, and then the flashing of the new image will start. So it's 1 beep for unzipping the image, 2 beeps for saving to the SD card, and 3 beeps for completed. It will then shut down on its own. Wait for the fan to stop. The fan will continue to run when the flashing is occurring. When everything, all the status lights go out and the flash stops, the fan stops, you can then remove the power, remove the USB stick, and then reinsert the power. And from that point onwards, again, you have to just wait a while. It will do a restart a few times, it will beep a few times, but eventually it will get to the state you had it in when you first purchased the adapter. That will take a few minutes because it's doing a lot of expanding of drives and things like that in that process. Ultimately you'll get to a state when you'll see the adapter on the network. So that's the kind of factory default way of upgrading. You'll probably be guided when to do that, and if all else fails, that's a good way of starting from scratch. The normal way of upgrading is to upgrade elements of the multi-plug individually, that is the core and the extensions. So there's 2 ways of doing this. Firstly, with an internet connection and without. I'll do with, as it's the quickest way. So for the core, if you go to settings, overview, there's an update version currently 2279. This is with an internet connection, remember. If you click refresh, it will tell you the latest version. You can then click update, and then update. It will then go into an updating situation. It will then come back to this page, and then it will say there's an update that needs to be applied. And the only way to apply an update is to restart the system. So then you will go to extensions, overview, settings, overview, and restart system, and click restart. And on the startup, it will then apply the new configuration of the core. For extensions, there is an extension that handles the update of extensions, and that is NuGet Gallery. This is all the extensions that are found in NuGet Gallery. There might be other extensions that handle extensions retrieved elsewhere, but we're putting it here for now. And with an internet connection, of course, it tells you all the latest versions of the extensions you can apply. Just to be a warning here, not all of these extensions are fit for use. Some of them are very old. If you find an extension that takes your liking and you think that needs to be developed, please contact us and we have a look at it. But it shows the extensions that are installed and the current versions. So if I was to, for example, install the file extension, I can go install and install, which will take you through to the installation. Just a pointer, there is a little bug here, which means this page doesn't refresh very quickly, and sometimes it's complete and it just doesn't tell you, so refresh that page. Again, it will give you an option to restart the multi-plug to apply that, either apply the update or install the fresh extension. If it is a fresh extension, on the next switch on, you'll need to go to extensions and you'll need to enable it and to start it, because it's not enabled by default. As you see now, there's a message that says an update is available, you need to restart. So it's waiting for me to do a restart to apply that file extension. But ultimately, the NuGet Gallery will show you when a latest version is ready to be updated, because there'll be an update link here and you can click that. So let's just do a restart, and then we can show you how to enable the extension. Okay, so it's restarted the system now, and then we can go to extensions and we can see the file IO extension is not enabled and is not started, so we just want to enable that and start it. And now it should be in the list at the bottom. So there you go. So that was how to actually install an extension, but the same principle goes when you upgrade. So that's online. Now what happens if you've got your adapter offline, which is very likely? You can, if you go down to the operating system image, there'll be a list of all the extensions that come with the image, and you can go to the NuGet website. So if we went to the SMEMA one, you can download the package on its own. So, boom, done. And then you can use the NuGet Gallery. No, you can't. you can use the extensions update, and then there's a side load option. So when you go to where you've downloaded that package, you go open, you go side load, and then the package has now been sideload onto the adapter. Once again there's a restart, so we would then restart the system and it will apply the update. So that's really handy in a situation where maybe you've got a laptop or something like that that actually has connections to the internet. Maybe you've tethered to a mobile phone connection. You can download the file to your laptop. You can then connect locally to the adapter. You can then do the upgrade, and then you can leave. So the adapter doesn't actually have to have internet connection. But I would encourage for the ease of your period of time when you're getting used to the adapter and it's being developed and it's being improved, that you just try to connect it to the internet when you can. That is the most easiest way of upgrading the adapter. In regards to the same goes for the core. The same goes for the core. If you just keep monitoring the version number and understand, you can download the package and do the same upgrade path. There's normally release notes, and there's normally links to issues where it's stored, so you can get an idea of why there's been an upgrade and what's been worked on just using the issues of the core, the extension, and the total image. Total image probably won't change that often because there's a lot of resource of packaging up everything into an image. The individual extensions will be released far more quicker, and the core, depending on anything that majorly changes on the core, that's more of a slower release cycle. But the individual extensions, they release whenever the extension maintainer releases them, really. In our situation, because we're working on this right now, all the individual elements will be upgraded quite quickly, and so it creates a nice quick release cycle, and from a customer's point of view they can see some improvements to functionality quite quickly. So I hope that highlights and gives you an idea of how to do upgrades, and I'm sure there are GitHub pages. I'm sure if you can kind of subscribe to the changes, I'm sure it will give you some sort of notifications. However, if you are one of our customers, then we will probably give you a poke via email to say it's a good time to upgrade. So I hope that helps. Cheers.